Good morning, everyone. Well, good afternoon. It's Friday, the 31st of the 30th of December 2016. It's it's 1:41 p.m. I'm about to go to work in about 20 minutes. Some other people managed to find out my other internet address, one of my website, and it's talking about time travel. And yes, it's something I've been dwindling for a very long time in my life. Back in the late 90s, well, 1999, 2000, 2001, I was recently married. Back in 1999, and I just moved to my current address, and I started working on time travel, learning how it works, how it was, what was the principle, and I took my information based on what happened, what was, who made it, previous experiments, and mostly I studied deeply the Montauk Project and the Philadelphia experiment. Yes, I have a cold. This is not scripted, by the way. It's all on the fly. I don't work with any other people. I work on my own. Anyway, to resume. I spent 3 years studying the project. Studying the Philadelphia experiment, learning more about electronics, learning more about electricity, principle of gravity, the laws of currents and ohms, all of these things. So I spent a better part of 3 years studying all of these, and when I was well damn ready, I started saving my money and working on that project. So, being the Back to the Future fan that I was, I worked on making this project onto a car. So, figuring out that time travel requires a gravity field, a lot of energy, and combining this gravity field like a radio antenna with the frequency generators. Frequency scanners. So I built three different ideas of time travel into one project. It was called the Brossard experiment, and I worked on this project for a year and a half before fruition, and making all the parts. And I basically turned my car into a big radio antenna. It had coils all over the side, like big steel bar, winded with wires like a radio antenna, like a radio scanner. And I had many car batteries inside, close about 65 kilowatts of energy. So I had 12 volt DC running all over the place with full amperage. And I managed to buy parts from old Navy science project that I find at the internet swap meet. And so I bought these parts and I made the project. And it was the experiment, the result was quite perplexing. I cannot say it yielded 100% result, but it did some weird effect. And based on that, I knew that I was onto something right, something that the scientists and physicists always denied. Give me a second. Sorry. Like I say, I have a cold. I spit a lot. So based on these principles, I knew that the scientist community was lying about they need laser, they need physics, they need speed of light, they need huge amount of energy to achieve time travel when it's not that at all. Because if they would say that it was much easier, everybody would start working on these projects. The only problem is that you need a stable field to achieve proper time travel. And if you don't have a stable field to achieve time travel, you'll end up in another dimension. That's what we theorize. So that was back 14 years ago. That was the issue. We didn't have the calculation power that we have today. And with today technology, given enough funds, I could recreate an experiment, put it into a car, and using a simple cell phone, a smartphone, as a computer device. Because the cell phone of today, they have so much computing power, and they're made to resist a high level of electromagnetic field and a high intensity discharge. So the phones of today are made very solid and capable. So by today's standard, it would be something feasible. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of looking for money, trying to pay off my debt, trying to look a better job. I'm gonna resume this time travel chapter much later. I'm trying to fight depression, that the situation I put myself into, and the odds that are against me to find a better job. And I have no resource to fight these odds, which put a lot of stress on me and drains me very much. So anyway, I'm gonna resume that later. It's almost been a week since I made another video, but I was just too sick to make a video and talk about stuff. So I'm gonna do a couple of videos just talking about time travel. I hope you watch that later. Have a good day, everyone, and a Happy New Year.